CPC. Welcome to the weekly, yo. Where we diving in depth into the entrepreneurial life, how I did it, sharing some jewels. Not like I did it as if I accomplished my goal for it by any magnitude or any stretch of the imagination, but I'm on the path of that. And a lot of times you don't get the information until somebody has made it to whatever little finish line that they've been trying to get to, and then they go back and start recapping. But the story is so different on the front line. And as an entrepreneur, man, on the front line, it's always changing. And I like to share, or I thought it would be really cool to share these jewels as well. And to look back on them and laugh at myself and like, you fool, look what you said and thought. Because I'm definitely going to develop and change myself and evolve and have new perspectives on old material. And it's really cool. It's really cool. It's really cool to share. This particular topic of the entrepreneurial jewel set, right? We're going to be focusing on the nature of your competition. With the mindset, your uniqueness, which we talked about, developing your uniqueness, carves your sect of the market for yourself. So we talk about your competition. For example, I'm in culinary. So you can say my competition is basically all things food, but that's so broad, right? That's really broad. I can't really do anything with that information. So I have to kind of cut it out a lot. It's like, well, I'm a local chef. I don't do food in New York, right? So my stuff is really here about Houston, Texas. Okay, well, what kind of food do? I sell what, where, how. Those things matter. I'm not a restaurant. I'm not a food truck. I'm a caterer, I'm a private chef. So when I came into this, I like the fact that that particular area of the private chef, caterer area, you hear about, you know about, but it's not well mapped out. I feel like that business part of that culinary sect is not well mapped out. And I know why, because it's hard being a caterer and a private chef and surviving on a routine cyclical basis with this routine cyclical American life that we have, that's every 30-day cycle. And everybody don't need a private chef and a caterer every 30 days. So I think they do though, actually, but it's just not that organized to where people can't find each other and are even seeing some stuff, man, because I want to do some new shit, man. Like people be thinking there ain't nothing else new to be done. Shit. Wait till your boy get some more traction. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna throw some really cool ass events, really cool ass ambiance, food, taste, feel, structure, concepts. Excuse me, I'm talking with my mouth full. How rude. Anyway, staying focused. I get so sidetracked so easily. It's one of those things of being disciplined. You know, I have a whole video or two about discipline, yo. It's not fun, but it is what it is. Knowing your competition and knowing where and how people are moving around. So back to Chef Penwright and Company, pulling chefs together and pulling clients together that needs that whole chef deal. And then it's telling people, hey, you actually need a private chef more than you think you realize. And that's why my meal prep brand, or why I even think meal preps in general are a really good source to get back connected to food and eating a little bit better balanced diet. Our diets are so unbalanced. Sometimes people, we go into these diets, and I'm gonna go on my little diet tangent, okay? Sometimes we go into these diets trying to be too damn extreme. Look, man, people don't really live in extremes. Everybody know that. You gotta kind of have something that's, you can be on a little edgy, but you can't be too extreme because everybody's not extreme. Like vegan, you're right, but it's a little extreme. Being sarcastic with the little shit, it's fucking extreme. And I wouldn't enjoy that myself. I do understand it, and you're right. You're right. You're totally right. But so, being right isn't always a solution to it. So it's about eating in balance. Have little trash, kill yourself, cancer stuff, and have some healthy healing stuff to kill off the killing cancer stuff, right? A little bit of balance. So On the diet side and how the private chef side is more needed these days is we don't know how to do that. The general population doesn't just wake up and know their food industry to the in-depths of the food industry to make those type of conscious decisions. And that's cool. That's why you need to depend on your chefs. But a lot of people go to restaurants and you don't even know the chef whatsoever. You know, and some people do. There are some restaurants for sure. And I appreciate those very chef-oriented restaurants where you do actually know the chef. And I'm not just speaking about like some publicized newspaper or what a magazine says about a person. I'm talking about get to know an individual, like go and talk to them, that type of deal. Yeah, that's how you really get a feel for a person, right? But see what they're doing. Know that they make sure that they know their shit. Listen, if I'm a chef and I'm your private chef, you want to be sure that I know my shit, that I know the difference between different types of carbs, or what is a complex carb versus a regular carb, or how to make this damn chicken tasty as hell and not be some GMO hormone-driven source. You need those type of things, and not break your budget too, right? You gotta be able to know how to shop around here. Okay, I'm off my tangent. In developing or identifying who your competition is, you want to make sure you're able to swim along with that competition, right? And don't get your eyes too big about somebody who you think is too big. You don't really know. And I'm talking about on a moderate level, right? So if I'm not comparing myself to McDonald's on any facet, like I don't even feel like McDonald's is in my world, right? Who? And neither do they. They are not worried about me whatsoever. I don't think they would have a reason to be worried about me. Maybe. If it becomes like a really big movement about eating better. But they got their chemical addictive claws hooked so deep into this place, that shit ain't going nowhere. And that's cool, whatever, that's their business. But over here, we doing this. So when you're doing, let's say you make roller skates, right? You produce a roller skates. You make bomb ass roller skates. They look cool, they function well, they do all the roller skate things, right? And you're selling your brand, you're building your brand, you're doing your thing. You got to figure out, well, who else is making roller skates, of course? How are they communicating with their target audience to sell their product? Like what are their methods? How successful are they? What's their story? Everything is online these days, right? You can go do a lot of research, or you can go ask questions. You can even go work for the place. You know, a lot of people go do in-house. Hey, I work for other restaurants, hotels, country clubs with the full intention that I was going to be doing this, what I was doing right now. The whole time. And I knew that I was going to be pulling nuggets, so put them in my storehouse. So when I had an opportunity to get my little shot at what I was going to develop, I would have some of those failures, a lot of failures, yo. It's a shitload of failures. Way more failures than successes, I swear to you. It taught me a ton of what to do or what not to do with my own money. And, you know, and actually, anyway, a guy taught me about that. One of my mentors taught me, hey, if you can, learn on somebody else's money. And then when you get your education down, then you spend your own money. And actually, he said, don't even ever spend your own money. He says, always spend somebody else's money. But I like spending my own money. Because when you spend somebody else's money, they want to feel like they can tell you what and how to create. And nobody, from a creator's perspective, nobody can ever do that to me. You can't tell me how to create this. Now, you may tell me some other stuff, but not how to create it. But nevertheless, we're going to wrap this one up, yo. We're hitting on 10 minutes today. CPC Weekly, yo. We're doing the entrepreneurial frontline perspective, right? Today was talking about the nature of your competition, how we do that, how we identify that, some of the things that I did, some of the encounters that I had. Check out my IG page, yo, for the CPC Chronicles, you know, keeping up with me on a daily loop, yo. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to catch you next week, okay? Later.